What's up, my beautiful lost souls? How are y'all doing today? I'm doing great. Um, yeah, today's video, I wanted to do more relationship advice videos because I want y'all to know that even though I'm young, please come from a place of nuance. Please come from a place of flexible understanding. Like, yes, I know I'm young, but crazily enough, like I've learned a lot of things in my short amount of time of dating, and it's because the guy that I fucked with, the guy that like initially broke my trust, like broke me down, left a huge scar on me. He did everything in the book, child. Like he was a fuck boy, a liar, deceiver. Talk to my people around me, my family member. Literally exposed me, trying to expose me, bullied me on a group chat, had me in a group chat and bullied me, like talk shit behind me about my behind my back, cheated on me the entire, like he did it all. And from that relationship, I've already learned many things. And then you just add on like other people I've talked to, whatever the case may be. Today's video is going to be about why you should never date a guy that was once the ugly duckling, or that is still the ugly duckling. You know what I mean? Never date a man that has had a quote unquote glow up, or who was ugly and is still ugly. Now, when I say ugly, I don't want y'all to think I'm coming from a place of shallowness. Like, I'm not trying to be shallow, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm coming from a place of by societal standards. I'm not saying he's considered ugly. I'm saying society considers him ugly or whatever the case may be. And like I said, people, whether you're a boy or a girl, we are very aware as human beings on how not only society but just people around us perceive us, right? We are very conscious about the uh, the perception of us because we are very sociable beings, right? Humans are naturally sociable creatures. We thrive off of community. We all yearn for community, connection, and relationships. So it causes us sometimes, that importance leads us to putting such a huge emphasis on other people in our lives, right? Connections in our lives. So, biggest reason why you never want to date a guy who was ugly or is still ugly is because they will forever be operating from a point of insecurity, from that point of I'm ugly, nobody appreciates me, everybody looks down on me, I don't get as much girls as the guys I hang around with or just the men in my vicinity. They will forever be operating from a place of insecurity, right? Because when you are treated as an outcast, it leaves a huge imprint on you, right? It leaves such a huge imprint on you that a lot of people, especially men, they are never able to heal from. So a lot of them honestly use that as motivation. They use that outcastness, them being outcasted, they use it as motivation to look good. That's why a lot of guys, to be honest, they are not good looking in the face. Like, let's keep it a buck. A lot of men are not necessarily good looking in the face by societal standards. A lot of them just went to the gym and put in that work. And because they put in that work, like I said, men don't have to rely on their face card as much as women do. Women, you actually have to look pretty. You can't just have a good body. I mean, you can, but you won't be able to get away with it as much as a man. Men can have not so good looking face, but as long as they're tall, they got the body, they got charisma, you're set. So, like I said, when men have these quote unquote glow ups, they will forever be operating from the standpoint of I was once the ugly duckling, or I am the ugly duckling. Like, I can always look at a guy and tell when he, like, tell if he used to be like quote unquote ugly, right? Like this one guy in my college that I was talking to for a little bit, and it was so crazy how I talked to him because I was just walking into the guy's dorm to meet with my friend. You know, he's big purr. Not big purr, like, but he's just big purr, right? He's not out there with it. But like you can tell, he's not okay, he's not DL. I should have never said that. He's not DL. He's just gay. He's just not flamboyant. You know what I mean? So yeah, we was going to his dorm and I bumped into him, and he's a very good looking guy. Like you can tell he has big juicy plump lips. He's black, by the way. Big juicy plump lips, nice hair, kind of fade, tall, muscly built. right? Muscly built. You can tell he put in that work at the gym, and he was just very like, the way he talked to me was very charismatic. Like he was like, "You smell good." Like he spin the block. He said, "You know what I mean? Like, can I get your number if that's okay with you?" I gave him my number. Come to find out, that guy was a fuckboy, right? He was a fuckboy. And when I started to look at his pictures more and look at his Instagram, I realized, wait a second, I can tell he didn't always look good, right? You can tell that in the beginning stages of like puberty or whatever, he was not really necessarily giving to society. And he has a lot of like, I just like to stay away from not only men who had a glow up, but let's also apply this to men who stay in the gym. Like, men who are gym freaks. Like, first of all, I don't have that much of a physical type, but when I look at a men's physique, I don't like men who are overly musty built. I've talked to a guy like that, not dated, but I've talked to a guy that was very muscly built. And that's what this guy was, right? The one in college. He reminded me of my ex. And yeah, like you can just tell, like literally the girls like him. He's not on the football team, is he? No, he's not on the football team. I think he plays a sport, but he's not on the football team. And you can tell like he gets all the girls. Even in my club, like I noticed the girls were being super friendly with him, and I'm just like, look, that's cool and all, but I'm not gonna be a groupie because I can tell you like he operates from a place of insecurity. I truly feel like if he always looked good, he wouldn't have acted the way he acted. But literally, this guy ghosted me. Like we were talking on Instagram. He never made plans to meet up with me. But we were talking on Instagram. Everything was cool. And then we just kind of stopped talking, and it's because he got like really inconsistent. His phone, he was a D&D warrior, you guys. Let me wrap this story up. But anyways, it never went anywhere. He kind of stopped. Like he was inconsistent. He didn't ghost me, but he was inconsistent. And I took that and I was like, yeah, absolutely not. Like, you know what I mean? I was at that phase in my life, and I'm still at that phase in my life where it's like, if I peep bullshit from a mile away, I'm going to swerve in the other direction because I've already been there, done that, and I'm not trying to go through that again. So I realized, like, you probably act like this because you didn't always have girls, and now that you have the girls' attention, this is kind of your way of getting your lick back. Like a lot of men who were once nerds or just like the uncool guys, they will forever treat girls like shit because in their minds they are getting their lick back from those girls that used to bully them, right? You see the same thing with black men who strictly end up dating white women because they weren't accepted. They just so happen to not be accepted by the black girls in their community. So for them it's like a fu to the girls who made fun of you. Again, people, if you are one of those people who has had a glow up, or you just be in the gym a lot and you have a good body, um, you truly have to unpack and deal with that trauma and that huge imprint of a situation where you were not accepted into a community. You have to let go from that and you have to heal. You cannot be operating from a place of I'm still the ugly duckling. Like for me, I was never ugly. I'm not gonna say I was always the prettiest. I was never the prettiest in the room growing up, but I was never ugly. You feel me? So I didn't have to go through that as much. But do I believe now I'm the prettiest in the room? Of course, everybody should have that confidence, but like I don't know. I don't operate from a place of insecurity. So yeah, you guys, stay away from those type of guys. They're no good. They will not treat you good. They have unfinished problems, issues, and trauma and wounds that they got to deal with. A lot of them don't want to deal with because in their minds they want to stick with this narrative that they were a victim and now they're getting vindicated through via their treatment now. So yeah, like I can just tell, like literally that guy got so much attention and it's like I understand why, like I'm not being a hater, but personally like I don't like the super muscly types. But he got a lot of good treatment because he looked good. Not just his body, but he looked good in the face too. And the way he acted too, like I can tell the words he used, the way he was talking, the way his mannerisms, like you can tell he was a nerd at some point. And he wasn't always attractive. But yeah, that's my personal opinion. Stay away from those guys. They're no good. And they usually never treat girls good, anyways. That's all I have to say. See y'all on the next one. Peace.